Hey, yo, welcome back to the Dugout and Beyond. So we just finished up here with NHL and NBA All-Star break. And actually, a lot of questions are now being raised on how to make them better and more compelling for fans to watch. And basically just tune in how to make it more exciting in general. And it looks like maybe the NHL just kind of figured a little something out this year, as they actually had it called the Four Nations Face-Off. Instead, previous years they would have competitions. It'd be like 2 to 3 days. They go around the city and like special locations and stuff, and do speed racing on the actual rink. They just do a whole bunch of stuff. And then like recently, I think the last couple of years they've had like a couple teams go on and play shortened periods and go basically do a little fast round robin, maybe 2 day long here. But they actually changed it to call now the Four Nations Face-Off, and you have about a week and a half of games going along. You had the top 4 of 5 represented teams in the NHL from across the world. They have number 1 is Canada with the most at 40.9. Then actually a major drop down to the US at 28.7, and then another massive drop off to Sweden. Then we skip over Russia, who's actually 4th here on the list for most represented. Then go to Finland at 5.2. But yeah, it's pretty cool. You kind of, if you did not watch it, you kind of missed out, I think, on some really, really exciting games. Even if you're not a hockey fan, these are some games actually you probably should go and watch and really see like the actual competitive. It's much different because a lot of these players, actually I'm pretty sure none of these players have ever played professional level again for their country. Never has happened. You've always had them playing like under 17, under 18, all that, like doing development, of course, in their own country also. But they've never been like, hey, like he's on my team, but he's now against me. It's kind of course, like the Olympics. That's what's gonna happen. We have like this basically a precursor to the Olympics, where actually for hockey they're going to be in Palatiglia and Fiera Milano in Italy, as the Winter Olympics for 2026 is going to be in Italy. So yeah, it should be exciting. And now we kind of have an idea of, maybe we know what to expect in some way, and it should be very exciting to watch it. And also at the same time, we had the NBA All-Star break, which that's always been the kind of same thing. That's been the competitions. You go around skill competition, 3-point dunk contest, and then you have the game at the last day. And all that. You have the celebrity game also before. I think that's on like a Friday or something the day before, and you go about it. But it seemed like the viewership was much higher with hockey than the NBA, as for the most part they've been trying to fix the NBA All-Star break for the last couple years, as it's kind of just you have obviously the best players possible out on the court, for basically the best players out there in the entire league, and a lot of them are 3-point shooters. That's what the game has kind of turned into: dunking, 3-point shooter, and some paint play here along the way. But it's a lot more just them just going from half court, 3/4, maybe even just a full court shot half the time, because why not? You can. But they kind of had like a thing where like, oh, if you I think they actually got rid of it the last couple years, where it was like if you win, you have to win the quarter and you get to be able to donate money. So it's kind of like, all right, here's a little incentive, here's a little more incentive every quarter, and then at the end they had to score from the top scoring team going into the 4th quarter. You had to score 24 points off of what they had. So the team that's losing has to score more than 24 points to actually win the game. But yeah, they were kind of doing it because of Kobe. Of course, he has 2 numbers, 8 and 24. Had 2 amazing careers technically off of the same number for the same team. But yeah, they kind of were going off of his number and kind of obviously helping his legacy live on. But it kind of is died off a little bit again, as it seemed like the viewership has dropped again for them, and they've obviously been having a tough situation this entire year of keeping that viewership up across the league, no matter what it is. And like that's actually probably some of the rumors of why these massively crazy weird trades have happened this year, is to kind of like, oh my god, the NBA is actually on, like that's happening right now kind of situation, because it's it's going downhill. It's going downhill a little bit, and they're definitely trying to fix it and see where they can go go and get better with it. But yeah, it looks like maybe the NHL just kind of did something. I do like the other All-Star breaks, like we have MLB. I like that a lot. Granted, I'm probably, my favorite sport is baseball, so I watch that anytime. I didn't care about the clock. I would like no clock, like a clock, doesn't matter to me. I'm still gonna sit down and be able to watch multiple innings of a game in a row. But yeah, they've always had the home run derby. You have a little bit of a little celebrity softball game, which is actually pretty cool. That's pretty fun to watch. Granted, a lot of them are still not really as athletic as you think they could be along the way. A lot of them are not athletic at all. You have some very athletic people going out there, but yeah, I like that. And then obviously you're pretty competitive throughout the actual game because it's kind of hard to do the MLB All-Star game. And then NFL, they've kind of made it a little bit better. They of course always have some games going along. They have the relay race. You have a couple days ahead. You have a dodgeball. You have running. You have relay races. All this kind of stuff just thrown into it. They have the accuracy. You name it. They've kind of probably thought about it for the NFL. They actually brought in a new competition this year, the punting accuracy, where they have it's like a big like pong setup in the back. Like it's like probably about 20-30 yards away from them. They had two non-punters going at it, and then they had two Pro Bowl punchers going at it, and it was big cups, probably like 4 feet wide, and trying to knock it in. That was actually quite exciting. Very exciting. You definitely want to look that up because that was like weirdly awesome at the same time as being like, whoa, this is actually happening. They're making a very good competition out of punting. But yeah, so my thought is the NBA is definitely now at the very bottom of what the All-Star break you want. I would say then it goes football because they kind of made it a little bit more, and they were like, it was like football now for the last couple years, and it's kind of good. Like for the most part, you have like crazy plays going on, but you have no one get hurt, obviously. But there's some level of attempting to actually play the game well and play it entertainingly throughout it. And then I would say hockey and now baseball are actually tied with what they have done with what hockey has done this year. So really exciting, and obviously as I mentioned just not too long ago, it is a precursor now to the Olympics, and this is making me so much more excited to actually watch it because you just see these players now going at it for the first time for their country at this professional level. Technically, it will be those 4 countries' second time doing it, as they have now done it for the All-Star break. But yeah, pretty kind of we're always trying to change things up. Some could be really bad for the sport, and some could be amazing for it. This might have just been the switch that the NHL needed to kind of push their viewership a little bit more out there, and I think they have beat the NBA viewership by quite a bit. But yeah, this is always changing, always looking for better stuff to make things better in every way. I'm sure that we'll never ever get to oh yeah, this is great, keep it forever. Never ever going to get there. There's always gonna be a little switch you want to do on something out there. So yeah, let me know what you think let me know your ranking on what all the 4 American sports and their All-Star breaks. And I'll see you on the next one.